I hit six figures within 4 months of starting my business. That's not a coincidence. Nobody knew who I was. I didn't have a program. I didn't have a brand, but I put myself out there, really connected to people, truly served. But I used what I know, which is getting into alignment. Thoughts, actions, feelings have to be in aligned to get aligned results. And how do you do that? By getting out of your head.
Hello, Profit First entrepreneurs and thought leaders. I am so excited. We have Cynthia Stant today visiting with us as our guest for today. And Cynthia is a multi-seven-figure producing sales professor, and she is expert in all things metaphysical and intuitive. And she's got some really, really amazing intuitive skills. Now, Cynthia is a passionate speaker who teaches artfully and authentically, and she helps others achieve success in all areas of their lives. Now, Cynthia owns all of her success, whether that's finances or businesses or even life, just to her disciplined studies of metaphysics. And that's where she's mastered really the art of meditation and has the ability to hone her intuition and create magic in not only her life, but also her clients' lives. Please join me in welcoming Cynthia Stant to the platform. Hey, Cynthia, how are you?
Thank you so much, Suzanne. I'm awesome. Thank you for having me today. It's going to be super fun. I'm
Thank you
excited.
for being on our show. We're excited to have you.
Yes, let's do it. I'm excited.
Now you have an amazing career, Cynthia, because I'm already familiar with you. I'm a Cynthia fan. But for our audience out there, tell us a little bit about you. How did you get into this? How did you find this need in the world?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been in sales my entire life. I love sales. I'm obsessed with sales. Now, a lot of people, when they hear sales, they think spammy, scammy, sleazy. I'm like, stop right there. Let's change that. Because to me, sales is spiritual. Sales is sexy. Sales is serving. And for me, I really do believe that if you are authentically and really having the right intention connecting to people, you can be the start of their success. That's how I create a ripple effect. That's how I shine my light. That's how I leave my legacy. And so I've been in sales my whole life, and I've been very blessed to have some amazing positions where I work with 7 and 8 figure entrepreneurs, some celebrity clients, teaching them how to really pivot their businesses online. And I noticed being around very successful people, they would come to me very often and they would say, Cynthia, I just love how woo-woo and intuitive you are, but how practical and badass you are. What is your secret? And it's really because of the fact that I'm a dedicated student to metaphysics. I've mastered my meditation and I understand universal laws. So being able to apply all those things, I've started my own company to really help successful women, entrepreneurs, executives to embrace universal laws. Honestly, what I say is that they understand the go, go, go. They understand masculine energy. Do, 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 do. But what happens is you go first, the universe responds. And if you keep going and don't allow yourself to reap the rewards, and surrender, which is the scariest word to a very, business professional, but surrender and be vulnerable, you're going to miss on all the opportunities. So I work with very powerhouse women. I joke around and say that they get the ice cream by themselves, they get the hot fudge by themselves, and they get the whipped cream, but they come to me when they're ready for the sprinkles and the cherry. Break all levels of success. So that's a little about me. That's how it got started. And yeah, I mean, I love what I do.
I love that. So then can you tell us a little bit what exactly is metaphysics, just to for us that are not too familiar with that?
Yeah, that's funny. I think a lot of people are like, they use that term very loosely and they're like, what does it mean? But if you go back to like Latin, the breakdown of words, meta means more, and then physics is the science that we can see. So it's explaining more than what science can show us. So I really do believe that, there's so much happening that you cannot see. And I always use a very fancy tool, right? My pen. If I let go of this pen, we all know it's just going to float away, right? No, of course not. If I let it go, it's going to fall. Ooh, very fancy. Why does it fall? Gravity, right? We all understand gravity, but the thing is, you can't see gravity, but you see how it affects things. And gravity is a law. It's a law of the universe. What goes up must come down. It's consistent. It works for you, Suzanne, the way it works for me, as it does for Brad Pitt or a homeless person. It's consistent. These laws are happening all the time. And if you don't bring them into your awareness, they could be working against you rather than for you. Ever fall flat on your face? That's gravity working against you. So I help people to expand their awareness, to really learn about these different laws and to have them work for them instead of, being a victim, actually being in control of what's going on. Yeah.
I love that. That sounds like some serious martial arts stuff there.
Spend a lot of time in education, but it's kind of like, if you're here, live fully, no dabbling, no trying. Let's do it. Own it.
So, Cynthia, tell me, why is that so important in entrepreneurship for entrepreneurs to really master and understand metaphysics and to be able to get the things that they want?
I truly believe that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So you're 95% subconscious, you're 5% conscious. Your 5% conscious is, again, the be here, do that, do. But your subconscious, that's a huge part of you. So why would you only play with 5%? If you really want to master anything in life, and success is so much more than just business and finance, but business is a big part of it. I like money. I like success, right? I like to celebrate those things. So applying the full part of me to it is going to help me really master it. And the thing is, working. We all hear I'm a hustler. Trust me, I get done more in a day than most people get done in a week, but it's because I do it through alignment and it doesn't feel like work. It feels like my purpose. It feels so like fulfilling and just natural. And so the thing is, why sit down every day and dabble or try or figure out or halfway do things? Because when you're in alignment, you can be so much more efficient. You can prioritize your time. You can spend your time with the right people. You can know who to connect to. You can get the answer so much quicker. So knowing spirituality, really being in line with through meditation, it helps you up level and just crush in business. And I'm living proof of that.
I
Yeah.
love that, and you have a fabulous sales career. I've been able to, or lucky really to have witnessed it. I mean, you're a multi seven figure, sales professional. You've taken companies from low seven figures and made them eight figure companies. Just absolutely magical how you've done that. And so, tell me about just even in your own success, what have been some keys that allowed you to really do that so masterfully?
When it comes to success, I always say consistency and repetition. That is the key to success. It's making sure that you are always serving, because when you give, you are allowed to receive. And then also, it's really just about no matter what you're doing, always be authentic, truly be authentic, you know, make other people first. And then what happens is that that's how people will trust you. So what's interesting is so many different businesses right now. Let's be honest, this 2020 was a crazy year. A lot of pivoting happening, a lot of shifting happened, and a lot of people turned online. And the thing is, people almost forgot what sales are. When they get online, they make it so awkward and different and crazy, but the core principles, the same, like the foundations still remain the same. It's about like, trust, and know. It's about really connecting to people, and it's about building rapport, and it's about putting yourself in their shoes, and it's about, being authentic and emotional connection. That's how you get trust. So taking those ideas and really applying them into online sales, game changer. Yeah.
I love that. We had a little conversation that was offline about, being able to read, and it's really about your intuition and being able to read into what's not stated or not so obvious. And really that being a major key and really creating success. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so this is interesting. Before being the senior sales manager for one of the most successful online business consultants, I was in the wine and spirits world. I was the youngest state portfolio manager in the country, one of four women, and at the age of 23, I got this after 13 interviews. I've been in all types of sales. So whether it's high, spirits and wines, I've done the door knocking, I've done the real estate, I've done the phone calls, and then I mastered social selling. The thing is, why I've had success at it is because I really have mastered my meditation. And everyone's like, how does that go hand in hand? When you are sitting in your own energy all day, every day, you become very aware and very comfortable with what your authentic self feels like. I call that personally my inner feminine beast. Guys, you have your beast. Ladies, we have our inner feminine beast. But when you connect with her and you really hear her loud and clear, you can really tap in to other people's energy too, because you can tell what feels different. You don't realize it, but every day you're picking up other people's. You are emitting frequency, you're taking on energy, and you are picking up other people's. So I really mastered being able to separate my energy from others. So when I'm in front of them, or even when I connect across the world, first of all, it's never been easier to sell. From that little box, I've made millions of dollars. That box that fits in your pocket, you don't talk about your cell phone. I've connected with people from Bangkok, Netherlands, Slovenia, Slovakia. I had to Google those because I didn't even know where they were. But the thing thing is, when you are able to really understand your own energy, you can understand their energy. So not only does a really good salesperson listen to what people have to say, if you understand the energy, the energetic side of it, the science of that, you can hear what they're not saying. You can feel what their worries about. You can understand their why. Because in sales, we all know people, especially when they buy very high ticket priced items, they're buying emotionally and supporting it with logic, but emotion comes first. So utilizing like law of assumption, where you help people to think from rather than of it, think from what it feels like to actually have the outcome, you can really help support people in making that jump, having them trust you to hold your hands and make a leap of faith in this big decision. And as long as you support, what it is you're actually selling, I'm always ethical. I always believe in whatever product it is I'm selling, then you really can help people to take that jump to change their lives. So understanding energy really helps you to connect to people, put yourself in their shoes. And again, emotional connection, even through the internet, is what builds trust. And you are not going to sell anything that's over $10,000 without somebody truly trusting you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I like that you said that, about, having to be able to read the unspoken word, right? Having to read their energy because, you know, there's been studies about body language and words and actually it's the body language that actually communicates much stronger and more powerfully than the words. And it's interesting that you say that it's about reading energy. So, Cynthia, when you're looking at that, what tips or advice do you have for our listeners and our viewers in terms of being able to tap into understanding their own right being, that feminine or masculine being, for the guys out there that's listening in, and then how do you now hone that into being able to understand others' energy?
Yeah, totally. So when I say masculine, I say feminine. I don't necessarily mean male and female. So if you can tell, I'm clearly super feminine, as in I'm really girly and all that, makeup, hair, tea, all that, but I have a very masculine energy too. It's with balance that we're able to manifest. Everything needs to be feminine, masculine, intuitive, practical, and you need to apply both in order to be in the middle. So the thing is, though, if there's number one advice that I have, it truly is to start meditating. Now, the thing is, my entire life changed. What happens though is this is where I'd love to put a little input, because a lot of times people are like, great, I'm going to meditate, but what exactly does that mean? So people often say to me, and I smile so nicely, but they're like, Cynthia, I just love gardening. Like gardening's my jam. Like, and when I garden, I just feel so peaceful and I feel great. And to me, gardening's my meditation. And I'm like, that's wonderful. That's really great. Kudos to you, because I kill everything. I either love it too much or not enough. But gardening is gardening and meditation is meditation. They're like, oh, okay. So what is it then? I mean, like guided meditation, right? And I'm like, no, 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 no. They're like, well, why not? Because here's the thing, the most amazing, glamorous, sexiest thought that you can possibly think is still so limiting compared to like what God, source, universe has in store for you. So when you are listening to other people's thoughts by guiding, we are still filling our mind with noise. So a lot of people are like, okay, it's prayer. I pray every single day and it goes hand in hand with meditation, but prayer is prayer and meditation is meditation. So everyone's like, Cynthia, tell me already, what is meditation? Meditation is honestly just the art of doing nothing. And when you hear that, a lot of times people are like, what? That sounds so boring. That sounds so hard. That sounds so difficult. It's not, it's simple. It's simple. It's all you're doing is sitting on your hiney, closing your eyes. You know what I mean? Now, it's not necessarily easy because you have to unlearn a lot of the things that have conditioned you. And what it is when you can silence your thoughts, you let go of all the resistance. All of those, you're not good enough, you're not ready, you have to wait, we don't have the money to start now, we have to wait till we hire somebody new. All these thoughts, you let go and you get into flow. And when you get into flow, it's really the combination of discipline and surrender. And it's in here that you can actually hear all the answers, because as soon as you ask, you do receive an answer, but your noise is like your mind just too noisy to hear it. Get quiet and you'll know the answers. And not just that, you'll become so comfortable with your own energy that, again, you'll start noticing when things don't feel right because it probably doesn't belong to you. You can help people and connect to them, and not only in a physical way, but in an emotional and a spiritual way. And then people, they're not used to that. They're used to being like we said, the salespeople being spammy or scammy. When you're really authentic and really connecting spiritually, they want to come back and they want to tell all your friends about you and they want to give you testimonials. They want to like upsell with you. They want to go to your event. They want to do everything with you because you're doing something that other people aren't. And that's really the number one thing that I love to teach. And that truly did change my life. Meditating, do it every single day.
That's amazing because when you think about it, I mean, for me personally, some of the best ideas I've ever gotten has been on vacation, right? And it's because, the everyday do, right? You're so busy that you don't really, you just want to get done. And the biggest epiphanies happen when you just go silent. And you're right, it is really challenging. I mean, to absolutely do nothing. You know what I mean? Especially like for, a lot of our audience here, we're obviously, profit first, high profits, super probably the A players in their industry. And to be able to silence and do nothing, one, there's that guilt that you have to overcome, right? To do nothing. And two, to, but that's exactly what's needed. Like you said, to be able to hear what's there is to be able to sit there and do nothing. But that's incredible. That is really amazing, Cynthia.
You'll realize that you feel like you're doing so much and everything's so important. It's not. It's not. You're actually 80/20 rule truly does apply. And when you get into flow, it's like breadcrumbs. You're going to realize, like a neon sign, this is what you're supposed to be doing versus like, am I supposed to, or should I do that? Or can I do that? No, eliminate all of that thought and get straight to the point. Again, I hit 6 figures within 4 months of starting my business. That's not a coincidence. Nobody knew who I was. I didn't have a program. I didn't have a brand, but I put myself out there, really connected to people, truly served. But I used what I know, which is getting into alignment. Thoughts, actions, feelings have to be in aligned to get aligned results. And how do you do that? By getting out of your head.
That's amazing. So, Cynthia, as we wrap up today, if you could leave our listeners, our viewers with one piece of advice, it can be personal, it can be business, what would that one piece of advice be?
I love this. So I have a mantra that I live by. All of my followers, we kind of sign out, sign on with it all the time, but it's the words I live by. It did come to me in meditation, but it applies to almost everything, whether it's, being a boss in your business, whether it's through grieving, whether it's, facing fear. And that's acknowledge it, embrace it, see it through. And really, what it's about is acknowledging that your past is your story, but it does not define you. And right now, whether you are the CEO of a business or not, you are the CEO of your life. So it's up to you to label this opportunity and to embrace it either as an opportunity or as an obstacle. I'd like to call it an opportunity. And once you do that, actually take action, see it through, do something with it. Because what is knowledge if it's not applied? Get up and go, own it, claim it, make it yours. It's already done. So yeah, that's my best advice to anybody. It's acknowledge it, embrace it, see it through.
I love it. Spoken from the multi seven figure entrepreneur herself, Cynthia Stan. I love that. So, Cynthia, how do we connect with you? How do we get more information about what you do and learn about this metaphysics and being able to hone in with our energies? How do we find you? What's the best way to reach out?
So I have all my different platforms, but the one I really want to mention is my Facebook group. I love my Facebook group. It is my baby. I'm in there every single day. I'm engaging. It is my people. So my Facebook group is called The Spiritual Success Sorority. Now here's the thing. My name is Cynthia Stant. I like alliteration, right? So by sorority, it's not that we are, kicking out the guys by any means. Everybody is welcome. It just has a nice ring to it. So The Spiritual Success Sorority. And in there, every single Monday, I have Metaphysical Mindset Monday, where I have people vote. Again, I don't like to talk about what people, I think they want to know. I talk about what I know they want to know. And so I let my people vote for what they want to hear. I dedicate my podcast episodes to people that I connect with in the group and what they want to know. And in there, we have workshops all the time. And one of the ones that really is the most popular is Mastering Meditation for Success, where I will teach you everything you need to know. I will give you more than you ever paid for any meditation course in that week. And you will walk away knowing how to start your discipline practice. So that's all happening again in the Spiritual Success Sorority Facebook group.
I love that. And Cynthia, I'll place the URL for that Facebook group so they can reach you in the show notes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you for joining us today and sharing your knowledge.
Yeah, no, this was so fun. Any day that we can talk spirituality, sales, business, profit, call me up. I'm in.
Thank you, Cynthia.